right, welcome back here to the Xfinity Sports Report, your Colorado high school connection. Time to talk some more hoops. Why not? Bringing in Thomas Trotman, of course. He authors that Ball Fever column each and every week at chatsitnow.com. Good to get you out, Thomas. I know we've been trying to get you in here for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Good we can finally hook up.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me out, Brian.
All right, we'll talk some high school hoops here. And let's start with 4A. And really the theme, I think, is as you talk to folks around the state and you watch games, both 4A and 5A boys basketball, it can be wide open. I don't know if you can really pin down a favorite. Let's start in 4A. Longmont ranked #1. Had a chance to see them on the show here earlier this week. But who are some of the teams you're looking at in Class 4A?
Longmont, a couple surprises there. Longmont and Golden coming out playing really strong early in the season. Both undefeated at this point, I think ranked 1 and 2 consecutively. I've had a chance to get out and see Denver South a little bit. They had a tough early schedule against some good 5A squads, but they have some guys that can really play. And they've competed against some of the top 5A teams already. So I'd like to see them, I think them being a sleeper in 4A. They could creep up late in the season. Yeah,
and there's another team like that is Thomas Jefferson, and we both saw them earlier in the week against Cherokee Trail. They're sitting at 4 and 3, but like last year, we saw South with some early season losses. We saw TJ with some early season losses, and those two teams end up meeting up in the Elite Eight, and then, of course, South made a run to the championship game.
Absolutely. Thomas Jefferson has kids on there that could compete at any level. So you can throw the classifications out the window when you're talking Josh McNair and Jalen Rose. They're led by some strong seniors, including Sergio Garcia, their point guard.
Yeah, Garcia seems like he's been around for quite some time. And then a lot of teams from down south. Air Academy is looking good this year. Of course, Pueblo East, the defending state champs. Pueblo South. Pueblo Central, Michael Ranson, averaging 27 points a game. You like the guards at Central, don't you?
Oh, what a duo. I think a couple games where they've combined for 56 points, 28 points each. I mean, when you got a backcourt that's playing like that, that's going to be tough to stop.
Yeah, again, Devlin's probably another team you could throw into the mix. I'm telling you, 4A is wide open. Now, we go to Class 5A, and of course, to open up the season, the big game, it was Regis taking on Overland. First game of the year, Thomas. Overland #1, Regis #2. I mean, out of the gates to get 1 versus 2, and of course, Regis would win that game.
Awesome. I mean, I can't think of a year where we had 1 versus 2, or 2 top dogs, so to speak, out of the gate. Didn't have a chance to be at that game, but was following online, following Twitter. Every feed I could follow, I was trying to do that. And Regis, just great team ball.
Yeah.
Coach Shaw does such a great job of teaching his concepts and the way they move the ball and share the ball offensively. They were able to foul Big Duran out in that game, and that made a difference down the stretch.
What do you make of Overland? And of course, they went on to Utah as well. Are they going to be all right? Because they have Swan, Conway, obviously you have Big Duran Davis on the inside.
3 D1 basketball players in your starting 5. They're going to be just fine. And I think we found that out pretty quick after they took that loss and then made a really good run in Utah, and they're off to Las Vegas competing now. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how Overland. I think you still have to call them the favorite. They're in that Centennial League, but Cherry Creek playing some good basketball as well. I want to go to the DPL. Let's start with Denver East, of course, the defending state champs. Denver East so dominant last year, didn't lose in state at all. Lost key pieces off last year's team. What are your thoughts on East, and can Rudy Carey get this team playing at a championship level?
Coach Carey will get that team to mesh.
Yeah.
I got a chance to watch them at Cherry Creek Trail. Tough environment to play in. Brian Carey with 37 points that night. He was a key piece of their state championship, and now he's kind of his show. He's the lead guy, and he'll find a way to get the other guys involved. They have a transfer coming in Jack Buckmelter, I believe is his last name, and Jack, has a lot of experience club ball and from Colorado Academy, where I think they competed in the 3A title game, I believe. So when Jack joins and they start moving that ball around, East is going to be fine.
Yeah, Colorado Academy losing to Holy Family in the 3A state championship game last year. And, of course, Brian Carey hurting that ankle. I saw him on Tuesday night. He was in a boot, said he should be back in January, so he will still obviously be a big key piece there. But the rest of the DPL, I had a chance to earlier this week see Aurora Central and Montbello, and Ron Bush has his Warriors off to a good start.
Oh, The Warriors are got a chance to watch them earlier this week as well. A very deep and talented roster there. We all know about Malik Hart, their smooth guard, and Troy Green on the wing, who plays above the rim like nobody else in our state. But they have some transfers and some young pieces that are really going to help them be competitive in DPL. Montbello East, Lincoln, TJ, Denver South. Wow, it's going to be fun to get in those DPS gyms and when the Thunderdome time rolls around.
Yeah, those are some of the best Saturdays, at least in my mind.
Absolutely.
And you get in January and February, get out to the Thunderdome on a Saturday afternoon and see that boys-girls doubleheader. You know, Vince Valdez over there at Lincoln, they have Michael Sparks. The question is, are they going to get Alpha Diallo, the transfer from Denver West? That'll be a big decision. If they get him to play there, hey, that's a Lincoln team that can make some noise.
Absolutely. If it works out that Alpha's able to hit the court for Lincoln or whatever school he ends up hitting, that's going to tilt the scale, so to speak, in somebody's favor in a major way. He's probably one of the top 3 players in the state. He's competed on the national level in the club scene. His name is everywhere, so it's going to be an exciting time when he touches the Colorado floor.
Yeah, and again, Alpha's only a junior. Had such a big breakout year last year at of course, Denver West High School. Now trying to play at Lincoln. Okay, how about some of the other challengers? And again, it's wide open. There's a lot of challengers out there. You mentioned Cherry Creek off to that 4-0 start. Chaparral, Holtzman down there. Obviously, you have Eagle Crest, John Olander, the job he's done there. Thunder Ridge and the big man Priog in the middle.
Yes, Big Zach down there at Thunder Ridge. They're undefeated right now. They're going to face some tough tests this week as they're in Las Vegas as well, traveling. I love Chaparral. I think they're going to be really scary with Moody and Holtzman. They have senior leadership. They've been there before, so to speak. A lot of kids have played some big-time games already.
Yeah, you look at that Continental League, that's going to be a meat grinder. I mean, you talked about the centennial in the sport of football and how tough that was. You look at the Continental League, of course, you have Regis.
Yes.
We've already talked about Mountain Vista. I mean, Bob Wood has yet another good team there. And, you talk Highlands Ranch, Bob Caton, they're going to be strong. Rock Canyon's a solid team. Chaparral, I mean, you just go right down the line.
Absolutely.
Are those teams going to beat each other up and be battle-tested, or are they going to beat each other up so much that it's going to hurt them?
I lean towards battle-tested. I think that's going to make Continental have a real strong showing come playoff time with those league battles going on twice a week. Really like the guards over there at Rock Canyon with Tyler Garcia and Mitch Lombard in the backcourt. Another duo. We keep talking about these duos, and a guard play is so big in the playoffs. When you have confident senior leadership at the guards, I mean, that's what I'm going to be looking for come playoff time.
All right, I'll ask you the impossible question as we go to break here and end the segment. If you had to choose a state champion in 5A right now here on December 21st, who do you go with?
It is tough, such tough competition, but I think that senior leadership of Austin Conway is probably going to show up come Boulder.
Yeah, it's hard to go against the Blazers again. Open up the season, #1 ranked team of the state. That first loss, but again, they're going to be just fine. Thomas, thanks so much. Again, we tried to get you on the show last year a couple of times.
Yeah, we just kept
Didn't
missing
work.
each other. Yep.
Hey, great to get you on the show. We'll get you on again.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
That's absolutely. Thomas Trotman. Again, you can read Ball Fever in ChasaNow.com. It's certainly a great piece. All right, we'll take one final time. We'll be back, put a wrap on this one. It's the Xfinity Sports Report.